Oh boy! A
Child!
cat!
Hello and welcome to Cryptic Web Chronicles. In today's video, we will be going over the Patrick Tomlinson Iceberg, Part 2. Get ready, because this iceberg is jam-packed with even more nuggets of obscure information on your favorite author-comedian, lolcow tough guy. As always, check out my Patrick Tomlinson Saga playlist to watch the full series, if you're new to the channel. Without further ado, let's dive right into the Patrick S. Tomlinson Iceberg, Part 2. Level 1. Pat posting. Pat posting is a slang term coined by users of the Opie and Anthony forums, referring to the act of making troll posts about the lolcow and failed author Patrick S. Tomlinson. Pat posting began on Reddit around the end of 2018, with trolls who posted about Patrick's antics on the now suspended O&A subreddit quickly becoming known as Pat posters. It's worth mentioning that Tomlinson has repeatedly attempted to portray Pat posters as politically motivated right-wing extremists. Ironically, before focusing on Patrick, the O&A community primarily targeted Anthony Cumia and his brother Joe, who are both well known for their far-right, white supremacist views. The fact that the O&A community spent years trolling the Cumia brothers and exposing their vile actions directly disproves Patrick's claims that the rise of Pat posting is fueled by right-wing extremists. In reality, Patrick is just a pathetic crybaby whose stupidity unites people from all political backgrounds to mock his obesity and ignorance. Kiwi Farms. Following the initial spread of Pat posting by O&A forums, another well-known site named Kiwi Farms also began following and documenting Patrick's antics online. Kiwi Farms is a web forum dedicated to following and discussing various internet lolcows and the drama surrounding them. While the site was originally dedicated to following the antics of the infamous lolcow Chris Chan, its community later branched out to following a much broader cast of characters and communities from across the internet. On January 20th, 2020, the Kiwi Farms user Caverlock would create a thread dedicated to Patrick and his stupidity. As of creating this video, the thread has over 70,000 responses, and users gather there daily to discuss updates and happenings related to Patrick's saga. It's important to note the ongoing conflict between the Kiwi Farms and O&A forums, with many on O&A viewing Kiwi Farms as an inferior form. As a result, Kiwi Farms users are generally unwelcome on O&A forums, aside from a few exceptions. Ribs. Ribs is the equivalent to a like on the O&A forums. When viewing a post, users have 4 different reaction options, with ribs being the first and most well-used reaction. Whenever a user ribs a post, it generally means it made them laugh. This is a reference to an Opie and Anthony radio segment that covered an incident where co-host Jimmy Norton went viral on the website World Star Hip Hop. During the segment, the hosts read comments from the site, resulting in the classic quip, "Got a nigga's ribs hurtin' today."
You want to read some of these?
Yeah,
Dante Goodman. World Star got a nigga. Ribs hurting today.
World Star got a nigga ribs hurting today.
I'm sorry. Yeah. World Star got a nigga ribs hurting today.
James Mitchell writes, "Damn Chip, not cool, bruh. LMAO. California Dreamin' writes,
Prison copy pasta. This entry refers to Patrick's reputation for engaging with his internet trolls after they found his cell phone number online and began bombarding him with daily text messages. For years, the trolls have texted Patrick, and every time he replies to them with this message: "You are going to prison, stalker. You are mentally ill, stalker. You have been instructed many thousands of times to cease contacting this phone number. Continuing to do so constitutes felony telephone harassment. Do not contact this number again." Patrick apparently crafted this message in an attempt to intimidate internet trolls with the threat of prison, believing that simply stating it would make it true. Of course, as we've already established, Tomlinson is a fat, moronic liar. Despite his prison threats, not a single person has been caught or punished for sending Patrick text messages. Mind you, numerous O&A forums users have texted Patrick in the past, and he has likely received several thousand prank calls and text messages. Goodreads. Goodreads is a well-known platform where users can publicly catalog and share reviews of various books. Patrick's books have been repeatedly targeted by O&A trolls who bombarded them with one-star ratings. Patrick, of course, responded with outrage, and it's believed he eventually convinced someone in the SFWA with industry connections to lock his books on Goodreads and purge the negative reviews. At the same time, Patrick begged his followers to flood his books with 5-star reviews, even though they hadn't read them. This is ironic, considering how ass-hurt Patrick got at trolls for reviewing his books without reading them. It's also worth noting that Patrick involved Goodreads in his failed lawsuit against the Opie and Anthony forums. As a result of this saga, Patrick saw a very slight boost in reviews of his books, and they now sit at decent ratings on Goodreads instead of displaying the truth. That's all for level 1. Now it's time to move down to the next level in our iceberg. Commando Pat. Commando Pat refers to Patrick's obsession with guns and his ridiculous claims about being a trained tactical fighter. Patrick has shared pictures of his guns on social media numerous times in the past and often threatens to neutralize his trolls whenever dealing with them online. Many have pointed out that Patrick has a stupid taste in guns and only owns his PS-90 rifle because it looks like a Star Wars toy. Furthermore, his Glock is not configured in a practical manner and looks like a child's space blaster. This is likely because Patrick is an immature fat moron who wants to feel like a tough guy. I might want to add that, ironically, Patrick seems to be against the Second Amendment, hates the NRA, supports anti-gun measures and gun-grabbing politicians, and would probably hand his guns over the government immediately if asked. Furthermore, he holds a deep hatred of the AR-15 rifle platform, the most commonly used and widespread semi-auto rifle in America. The AR-15 is undeniably the American rifle, so of course Patrick hates it and wants them all banned. I would also like to add that if red flags existed back in 2011, when Patrick threatened to murder his wife and newborn daughter, there's a high possibility that he would have been red flagged and lost his rights to gun ownership as a result. Leslie. Leslie Varney is a literary agent and a vocal critic of Patrick Tomlinson on Twitter. Their feud began after Patrick aggressively attacked Leslie on Twitter and targeted her with harassment because she refused to state her belief in his outrageous claims about internet stalking. Leslie wouldn't play along with Patrick's stupid victim games, so he basically threatened to ruin her career and end her life. Patrick also sicked his followers on Leslie and encouraged them to attack her as well, and one of Patrick's followers, a fat welfare recipient named Shane Noakes, went so far as to harass Leslie and send her death threats over Twitter. Despite all of this, Leslie has stood strong against Patrick and his ball washers and continues to share the truth about his activities online. She even made a guest appearance on Nice Podcast Stupid, a live YouTube podcast hosted by O&A forums troll Dan Mullen, who has been described as Patrick's arch nemesis. Patrick's tattoo. This entry refers to the Lord of the Rings design that Patrick had tattooed onto his arm fat. Many on O&A forums have criticized Patrick for getting this tattoo, as it's believed he's never even read Lord of the Rings. Some claim he was simply a fan of the movies for a brief period during the 2000s and decided to get the tattoo referencing them as a result. Nowadays, Patrick doesn't mention Lord of the Rings much, and it seems he's moved on from it and now chooses other movies to center his identity around. Pat's Airbnb. This entry refers to a shocking revelation uncovered by O&A users in 2023. It was discovered that Patrick was running an Airbnb rental out of his house during the same period he claimed to have been stalked, harassed, and swatted nearly 50 times at his home, all of which, according to Pat, was all carried out by users of O&A forums. Surprisingly, the Airbnb reviews for Patrick's property make no mention of police visits, swattings, or harassment, leading some to speculate that this might be evidence Patrick is lying about his swatting claims. The Airbnb has remained active and had several guests since its discovery, and is confirmed to belong to Patrick, as his name and face appear on the verified profile. Some speculate this Airbnb is Fatty's primary source of income. Of course, some O&A forums users have publicly pondered the idea of renting the unit just to experience Patrick and his hovel in person, and perhaps troll him in subtle ways, like leaving behind a meme, taking pictures, or hosting an O&A forums meetup party at the rental. Despite this, nobody has visited or shared anything about staying there at the time this video's been uploaded. Patrick's toys. This entry highlights that Patrick, as an adult, still appears to play with toys, having been photographed with various ones in the past. He also used to be into building miniature spaceship models. Additionally, Patrick has shared photos of his living room showing a Nerf gun on his coffee table, which O&A funsters humorously speculate he uses to shoot darts at the TV whenever Trump or someone else who frustrates him appears. Patrick's obsession with children's toys and movies leads some to believe he is mentally juvenile, with others speculating that this reflects insecurities about his masculinity, including the possibility of having a small penis. And with that, we're done with level 2 and ready to move on to level 3. Pat's toilet. As the title suggests, this entry refers to the toilet in Patrick's hovel. Given his weight, many speculate that the toilet is heavily used and has seen a lot of wear. Pictures of it have been shared online, and a Twitter account named Patrick S. Toiletson was created, gaining over 400 followers. Patrick has threatened this Twitter account with prison hundreds of times, resulting in the humorous situation of him telling his toilet that it's going to prison. N farts. This entry refers to a running joke/rumor circulated by O&A forums trolls, claiming that black men fart into Patrick's wife's vagina while he watches and takes in the smell. This crude allegation combines toilet humor with the forum's long-held belief that Patrick is a cuckold who shares his wife with other men. As of the time this video is uploaded, it remains unconfirmed whether this rumor is true or not. Prezzies. This entry refers to a tweet Patrick wrote during his 42nd birthday, where he referred to his birthday gifts as prezzies. This cringe-worthy, effeminate homosexual-sounding term caught the attention of O&A trolls, who mocked Patrick mercilessly for it. One troll even sent the tweet to comedian Jim Florentine, who found it so embarrassing he dedicated a segment to discuss it on his podcast.
Lucas sent this in. A 42-year-old man. He said, Jim, look at this fat dork in his 40s calling presents prezzies. He's an absolute disgrace that spends all of his time on Twitter and playing with toys as an adult. Truly an embarrassment of a man. So this 42-year-old man post. Anyway, happy 42nd to me. Already opened prezzies and gotten dozens of messages from friends and family. Dinner later. You mean you're going to have dinner later? That's good that you put that in there, because I bet you a lot of people were wondering. I go, hey, it's his 42nd birthday. I wonder if he's going to have dinner later. When is he going to have dinner? Is he going to have it at 5 o'clock? Is he going to have it at 8 o'clock? It's good that he put that in there. Are you going to say, going to brush your teeth before you go to bed? You left that out. You left out that, you're going to watch the NBA playoffs later, too. Why don't you put that in there, too? You're a 42-year-old man. You're wishing happy birthday to yourself. You already opened prezzies and gotten dozens of messages from friends and family. How fucking lonely is this man that is to let everyone know and kind of brag that he's getting presents. He's getting dozens of messages from friends and family that it's birthday. That's what everybody does. It shows up on your Facebook page. Hey, it's this guy's fucking birthday. So you go, hey, happy birthday if you know him. That's it. And his friends and family know it's his birthday. We all do that. My family. There's like 18 of us in a group text, and whenever it's someone's birthday, we go, hey, happy birthday. Yeah, happy birthday. Thank you. Happy birthday. Have a great day. Happy birthday. We all do it in a text. One person starts it like, oh, shit, it's my nephew's birthday. I forgot about it. All right, I'll wish him happy birthday. That's what we do. But no one I know says, I just opened my Prezzies. Happy 42nd birthday to me. You know, if it was like his 15th, happy 15th birthday to me, I would understand it. It would make sense. He's 15. He's fucking, it's his birthday. He's excited. He's going to get shit. My son's here. Hey, Luke, this 42-year-old guy said it was his birthday. He said, happy 42nd birthday to me. I just opened my Prezzies, and I'm gonna have dinner later. I just opened my Prezzies. You're 11. Would you say Prezzies instead of presents?
No, I've never even heard of Prezzies. Is that even a word?
No, it's not a word, but he's wishing himself happy birthday on social media. Happy 42nd birthday to me.
Yeah, I wonder who got him those Prezzies, him by himself. Like, you're saying it to yourself. Like, you probably have no friends, no family that wants to talk to you.
Right, and yeah, who got him presents? At 42 years old, you're not getting any presents from your friends or your family. Your friend's not coming over, hey, it's your birthday, let me drop off my present. Everyone just, at that age, you just go, yeah, happy birthday. Unless you got a wife or a girlfriend, you're not getting a fucking present from anyone.
Yeah, that Prezzies, just, what is he, 5?
Yeah, he is. He's 5. But that's a 42-year-old. I got dozens of text messages from friends and family. Whoa. And when I'm having dinner later, it's good that you put that in there. You might as well put I got to take a piss in a little bit. But he's having dinner later. What a day. And this guy Lucas must know him. When he says he's an absolute disgrace that spends all of his time on Twitter and playing with toys as an adult. This is a guy that wants to go to Disney World. This is a guy that definitely goes there. Probably wears a matching shirt with his wife or his girlfriend. Is excited for his Disney trip. Is going to take a bunch of pictures to document his whole trip like anyone gives a fuck. He really is truly an embarrassment of a man. I just opened my Prezzies. Yuck. Meanwhile, he's just lonely. He's just trying to let everyone know that follows him that might see this post that I have dozens of texts and, messages from my family and friends. I already opened my presents. I'm having dinner later. All of this stuff. Just so you have to go on social media and remind everyone that it's your birthday. Happy 42nd birthday to me. Oof.
Dan Mullen. Daniel Mullen is an O&A forums troll and veteran Pat poster who previously went by Somerville Dan on the forums and Reddit. He is notable for using his real name and face while trolling Patrick online, a rarity since most users prefer to remain anonymous. As a result of Dan's fearlessness, he has been doxxed and harassed by Patrick and others online during his time as a figure on O&A forums. Dan also hosts Nice Podcast Stupid, a live podcast on YouTube that covers Patrick's antics and other O&A forum-related topics. Dan is a divisive figure in the O&A community. Some fans appreciate his contributions, while others troll and criticize him similarly to how they treat Patrick. Dan is viewed by the community as a meme-like figure. It's believed that Dan is a fan of wearing dirty diapers and is also thought to be quite rich, owning a house with over 5 sinks. At one point, Patrick tried to get a restraining order against Mullen, though this would result in yet another court embarrassment for Rick. Patrick claims Dan is the ringleader of a criminal terrorist stalking group, but in reality, he seems to be little more than a mischievous rascal with a podcast.
Be quiet while I'm live.
Be
Scrubbing
quiet,
bubbles.
yeah.
Danny's
told you, no,
dropping
be
golden
quiet while I'm-
diapers tonight.
Be quiet while I'm live.
Be quiet while I'm live.
You know what? This fucker's threatening to beat me up. He's
All right,
threatening to beat me up.
Just so everybody knows I've got a good sense of humor, we'll break up the action a little bit with one of these.
Danny boy, you hear the diapers calling, and in court you know that Quasi's falling. Dan likes poo-poo, the smell is so enthralling. A live podcast, you know that's his calling. So man the toilet Flavia, and I'll run the live stream. I'll talk diapers, poo-poo, fat girls and rats.
You will never find me, 1488. This entry refers to a lengthy, nonsensical email sent to Patrick anonymously via Proton Mail, which he later included as a piece of evidence in one of his lawsuit filings. Many online have pointed out that the email appears to resemble Patrick's writing style and seems to sound quite like him. The ridiculous claims and exaggerated language found in the email have led many to believe it could have been Patrick attempting to stage a false flag against the O&A forums to help his lawsuit efforts. Since being revealed in court documents, You Will Find Me 1488 has been a running joke among O&A forums users. Let's hear this shocking email sent from You Will Never Find Me 1488 to Patrick's personal email. I have told countless people in your community that you are a pedophile. I have shown them that you do not have custody of your daughter and convinced them that it is because you are a child predator. People in your neighborhood living near you have been sent false material by mail claiming you are a child molester. I've even forged official paperwork that says you are a registered sex offender in the state of Florida. I have done this dozens of times. I have also done this over the internet, via Facebook, via email, via text message, to numerous people in your vicinity. Your neighbors and the people that serve you at local establishments. People you went to high school with. Defamed you and your family members. Ordered food and car services to your house countless times. Wasted working-class people's time and gas money just to harass you. All so I can giggle to myself. I'll never be caught. I'll never be identified. I'll never be remorseful. And they'll never stop fucking with you. I'm going to continue, forever. And so will many other people. There's nothing that will stop us. No amount of investigating that will expose our identities. And no amount of threats that will stop us. Your life is over. You and your family will never be left alone. There will be zero consequences. I will continue on with my easy and privileged life with no problems while you try to cope with and negate all the damage I've done to your life and reputation. You won't ever find me, and you won't ever see your daughter again. Die fat about it. And with that bit of insanity out of the way, we've finished off level 3 and are ready to head down to level 4 of our iceberg. Flying in the mud. This entry refers to a strange phrase Patrick wrote on a model forum sometime in the early 2000s while discussing planes flying over his home during his childhood. The phrase has been mocked and turned into a meme by O&A forums users following its discovery due to its confusing nature. In an attempt to sound cool, Patrick invented a made-up phrase for flying. Yup, same birds. They would fly up to Volk for the bombing and gunnery range. I lived near Westfield out in the sticks, and those boys would fly in the mud over my house. Those boys flew in the mud is such a strange, confusing, fat phrase that it won't soon be forgotten by Pat posters. Pat steals tweets. This entry refers to allegations by O&A users that Patrick is a plagiarist who regularly steals other people's tweets in an attempt to gain social media likes. There have been instances of Patrick tweeting jokes that were previously made on the platform, usually topical political jokes. One more known instance of alleged tweet thievery by Patrick involves a stupid fat tweet about Applebee's margarita buckets, where he allegedly stole the picture and caption for a lame, cringe joke about how cool it is to be a fat, deadbeat alcoholic. Unfortunately, the archive link of the tweet that Patrick had stolen the picture and caption from has been lost. Patrick the Maid. This entry is a joke among O&A forums users about how Patrick most likely earns his living. Since Airbnb is thought to be his main source of income, it's humorously suggested that his primary job involves cleaning up the mess guests leave in his home after renting it. This includes tasks like cleaning toilets, throwing away beer cans, wiping up any cum, piss, or vomit, and tidying up the place. Patrick doesn't charge a cleaning fee, and O&A trolls often claim that he wears a maid outfit while cleaning up the messes on his property. However, I can't confirm if this is true or not. Conservative Pat. Conservative Pat refers to the ridiculous claims Patrick makes about being a traditional conservative who holds conservative views. O&A users mock this claim, as his behavior and statements rarely align with typical conservative values, making the claim seem disingenuous or exaggerated. It's confusing as to why Patrick continues to lie about this, as he clearly holds no conservative positions, and even appears to view moderate, left-leaning people as too far right. Many would describe Patrick as a far-left extremist due to his violent and authoritarian positions. With Level 4 complete, it's time to dive deeper into our iceberg, to Level 5. Pepperoni Incident. The Cucker Pepperoni Incident refers to a video shared on the Opie and Anthony forums by an unidentified troll. The troll claimed the video was recorded and posted by Cucker, a well-known and controversial O&A forums user, notable for his years-long anti-Pat posting crusade. Cucker is best known for posting nude pictures of Nicocado Avocado's gaping anus on the forums, a bit that has become increasingly humorous over time. Sometime in 2021, a troll video was posted, allegedly by Cucker, showing a man throwing pepperoni on Patrick's front porch and along the sidewalk up to his house. The video was later deleted, but Patrick went on to complain about the incident, claiming it was a dangerous act of stalking that endangered both him and his wife. While this video was not recorded by Cucker, this act continues to be attributed to him by O&A forums members. Attic Gym. Attic Gym refers to a set of exercise equipment that Patrick purchased and stored in his attic. Many O&A forums users have pointed out the risk of doing this, as Patrick is so fat that he could easily fall through the floor of his decrepit house. Many suspect that Patrick never used the gym equipment once, with posts suggesting he bought some of it and didn't even unbox or set it up until over a year later. All of it was purchased solely for social media pictures and is not likely being used, as Patrick remains an obese pig. Suing Domino's Pizza. This entry refers to threats Patrick made on Twitter toward Domino's and Pizza Hut after trolls sent pizzas to his house as a prank. Patrick tweeted at both pizza chains, threatening to sue them if he received another pizza. Unsurprisingly, this lawsuit never materialized, and Patrick now has an established track record of losing lawsuits and being embarrassed in court. His obese dreams of a settlement being paid out in pizza will likely never come true. At Domino's, at Pizza Hut, we've spoken at length to both of you to stop sending pizzas to our fucking address. Every order has always and only been made by criminal cyberstalkers, endlessly harassing us every day for 4 years. If we get another pizza, we will sue you. Enough. Martial Arts Rick. Martial Arts Rick refers to Patrick's outlandish and highly unbelievable claims that he is trained in martial arts and fighting. Given the size of his fat tits and stomach, it's clear that this is not true. There are no pictures of him in a gi and belt, and we all know he would be sharing those if he had them. Patrick is simply too fat and drunk to be the skilled fighter he claims to be on Twitter, and I don't believe him, nor does anybody else online. We're now done with level 5 of the iceberg, and ready to move on to level 6. Pre-O&A trolls. Pre-O&A trolls refers to the trolls who targeted Patrick before he was discovered by the O&A forums in 2018. By this time, Patrick had already built a decent following on Twitter and had drawn significant negative attention due to his increasingly hostile political tweets. It's believed that some early Patrick trolls were active on Twitter and Reddit, discussing and mocking him long before he became an infamous lolcow, attracting widespread attention online. It's worth noting that even prior to 2018, Patrick was already exaggerating the hate he was receiving from trolls, claiming to have been doxxed and even supposedly swatted before gaining widespread notoriety. This, of course, is all unproven nonsense that Patrick likely shared online to gain more attention and sympathy. And Patrick appears to love having the spotlight and claiming victimhood. Sex with my daughter. This entry refers to a chilling tweet that Patrick wrote to his estranged daughter. For context, Patrick lost custody of his daughter after making threats to kill her and her mother while she was still in the womb. As a result, he was forcibly separated from his child and ex-wife after their divorce, losing all custody and parental rights. This makes the following tweet by Patrick even creepier. Dear daughter, I hope you have amazing sex with partners of your choice as soon as you are ready. This tweet has previously circulated on TikTok and other platforms, with numerous women chiming in to call Patrick's behavior here creepy and disgusting. Diaper Army. The Diaper Army is a group of deranged O&A forums users who appear to be obsessed with dirty diapers. Their relentless focus on diaper-related posts has resulted in diapers becoming a notable part of O&A's board culture, being one of the many inside jokes within the community. Dozens of diaper-obsessed accounts exist on the forum solely to share strange posts about diapers, sometimes even spamming all caps rants about diapers hitting the Pentagon. 1 Hour Couple. 1 Hour Couple refers to an adult video discovered by O&A users featuring a couple who closely resembled Patrick and his wife, Nikki. Upon first discovery, many believed it was indeed them. However, further analysis by eagle-eyed viewers revealed that this couple was not Patrick and Nikki, but rather a similar-looking, overweight Midwestern pair who recorded their sexual encounters and shared them online. Obviously, due to YouTube's policies, I cannot show any of the clips here. However, the footage was highly disturbing, even though the individuals captured were not Patrick and his wife. With level 6 done, it's time to go down to the depths of level 7. Tax delinquency. This entry refers to a series of discoveries by O&A forums users in the Wisconsin corporate public record that showed Patrick was delinquent on paying his taxes, and that his wife Nikki had also failed to pay her taxes previously as well. According to O&A forums members, after this was discovered and shared online, Patrick's wife allegedly paid up what was owed. IRL Pat Posts. IRL Pat Posts refers to pranks and incidents that O&A trolls have executed in real life to troll Patrick. One early example is when a Milwaukee resident living near Patrick graffitied the word Fatrick onto a tile graphic near Patrick's house that he had shared on Twitter and walked by regularly. Another incident involved the previously mentioned O&A troll Dan Mullen, who flew to Milwaukee and visited a bar Patrick frequented called Hooligans. Dan live-streamed from the bar, showcasing stuffed dolls symbolizing Patrick's ex-wife and the man she cheated with while still married to Patrick. Various harmless incidents like these have unfolded throughout the history of the forum, although they are often overshadowed by more destructive and controversial trolling events. The Handy J video. The Handy J video refers to another porn video that O&A forums trolls discovered and claimed was a leaked video of Patrick Tomlinson. The video features a gay hand job with the recipient closely resembling Patrick. Its origin and authenticity remain unproven, leaving many questioning whether it's real or fake. In response to trolls sharing the video, Patrick has angrily denied that it's him and has claimed that the trolls are breaking the law by distributing these images. Mulch Pile of Terror. The Mulch Pile of Terror refers to a prank pulled by an anonymous troll against Patrick, where they called a free mulch delivery service to drop off a large pile of mulch in his alley, effectively blocking Patrick's car in his driveway. As usual, Patrick would proclaim this prank as felony harassment by his alleged criminal cyberstalkers who were trying to kill him, despite the incident appearing to be a harmless joke. Around the same time as the mulch attack, Patrick would also post a random picture of a tow truck driving down his alley and claim it was there trying to steal his car. The Goldfish Theory. The goldfish theory is a psychological theory formulated by notorious O&A forums troll Space Edge, which posits that Patrick Tomlinson has the memory of a goldfish. This theory was tested by sending Patrick troll messages in a repeating pattern daily and measuring his responses to see if he continued to take the same bait over and over. The tests concluded that Patrick would repeatedly fall for the same trolls, demonstrating a lack of memory or awareness regarding ongoing arguments and interactions, leading him to rehash the same discussions with trolls daily. With level 6 done, it's time to dive deeper to level 7. The Billboard Plot. The Billboard Plot refers to a secret group of O&A users that formed to pool their funds in an attempt to rent billboard space in Milwaukee near Patrick's house to troll him. The billboard was intended to feature an embarrassing photo and message designed to outrage Patrick while appearing innocuous to most other viewers. However, due to concerns about feasibility, this stunt was ultimately called off. Nikki has webbed feet. Nikki has webbed feet is a conspiracy theory originating from the O&A forums that claims Patrick's second wife, Nikki, was born with webbed feet due to inbreeding. While this assertion has never been proven, there is no widely known evidence which disproves it, leaving many to question the claim's authenticity and sparking ongoing speculation within the O&A community. Bach Precision is an Arabic/Somalian immigrant who haunts the O&A forums with his disturbing posts. Many of his comments are so shocking and deeply rooted in his extremist views that they're difficult to share. Bach is recognized as another lolcow-type figure in the O&A community, known for his obsession with geopolitics and his YouTube channel, where he discusses related topics. He frequently engages in arguments on the forums and has been flagged as a potential danger to women and children, and has been accused of grooming minors in the past. O&A users have doxed and exposed him multiple times, running him off the forums and revealing his problematic behavior, including his addiction to granny porn. Bach often comments on Patrick threads, derailing discussions with his antics and adding to the chaos of the community. If you see this man, you should alert the authorities immediately. It's believed he is carrying a knife. The second lawsuit. The second lawsuit refers to the lawsuit Patrick filed against the Milwaukee PD for allegedly swatting him repeatedly and violating his rights in doing so. This was his second lawsuit, following the loss of his first one, where he was badly publicly embarrassed after attempting to sue the O&A forums and its admin. As a result of that loss, Patrick owed O&A's admin $80,000. Despite this setback, he and his wife rushed into filing another lawsuit without hesitation, this time against the Milwaukee police. This case has also been going poorly for Patrick, with the latest updates suggesting that the entire matter will soon be thrown out of court with prejudice, further compounding his legal troubles and failures. The Japanese Kamikaze Story. The Japanese kamikaze story refers to a series of lies Patrick tweeted about talking to a WP-2 Japanese kamikaze pilot he met at the Pearl Harbor WPAS Memorial. In this false story, Patrick claims that a humble Japanese kamikaze pilot personally apologized to him for his actions during World War II and begged him for forgiveness. Many have mocked and ridiculed this story for being obviously fake and an ego fantasy written by Patrick. It's particularly absurd considering Patrick was only 19 at the time. A World War II veteran would not give a shit about what a fat-ass 19-year-old Patrick would think, especially when he likely faced far more significant concerns from his past experiences in the war. The notion that a veteran would seek validation or forgiveness from someone so young and irrelevant to his history is laughable and highlights the delusional nature of Patrick's claims. Patrick was a fat, drunk Midwestern tourist in Hawaii. This story never happened. Wow, we're done with level 7 and moving on to level 8. Hang on, things only get crazier from here. Miller Lite Lies. The Miller Lite lies refer to Patrick's strange insistence to trolls that he doesn't drink Miller Lite, and hasn't for years. This puzzled many O&A users until they learned that Miller Lite was the drink in the infamous photos showing him being cucked by the man who later stole his wife. It's believed that Patrick developed an aversion to Miller Lite because of this, yet ironically, he has been caught drinking it on social media since. Some speculate that he drinks Miller Lite to reminisce about his experiences being cucked and losing his pregnant wife. Patrick's Garage. Patrick's Garage refers to claims from years ago that Patrick was going to build a garage on his property. These plans never materialized, leaving his driveway uncovered to this day. Many find this amusing because Patrick owns a motorcycle and a car, which he claims are both valuable and in good condition, yet they sit exposed to the harsh Milwaukee winters, enduring rust from the salt on the roads. This has led some to speculate that Patrick either never intended to build the garage or simply cannot afford to do so. Patrick's motorcycle and V6 Mustang continue to deteriorate each winter in the cold, exposed to the elements without the protection of the garage he claimed he would build. Ironically, Patrick runs a car blog called Automantic, where he LARPs as a mechanic and car guy, though the project is quite unsuccessful and has been heavily targeted by Patrick's trolls. Brotosaurus. Brotosaurus refers to cringe-worthy, fabricated stories Patrick told on Twitter about how he supposedly owns gym bros. Patrick frequently creates these kinds of stories to paint himself as a tough guy who regularly intimidates imaginary loudmouth, misogynist, racist, and transphobic gym bros in public. However, most people see through these tales, knowing it's all nonsense, and that Patrick is fat pussy who calls the police over mean tweets. Paint can attack. The paint can attack refers to an incident where an unidentified person allegedly threw a can of paint at Patrick's car. Miraculously, this paint can didn't get any paint on Patrick's property other than his driveway. Some view this incident as suspicious and claim Patrick may have orchestrated it himself, attempting to pull off another false flag to frame the O&A forums for stalking him. However, there is no evidence proving who was behind this minor vandalism incident, leaving the true circumstances shrouded in uncertainty. Well, congratulations. You finally made it to the final level of the second Patrick S. Tomlinson Iceberg. I bet you're feeling quite accomplished right now. Strap in. Here comes the bottom of the iceberg. I hope you're prepared, because you're about to truly witness the horrors of the depths. Star Trek Shootout. The Star Trek Shootout refers to false claims Patrick previously made about a supposed fight between Star Trek and Star Wars fans that escalated into a full-on shootout. This story is obviously a lie or an exaggeration, and it remains unclear if Patrick genuinely believed people would take this seriously. Given his track record of fabricating stories, many believe he was trying to pass this off as a true event. I just thought I would include it because, well, it's stupid, and Patrick's fat. Dr. Pizza. Dr. Pizza was a controversial Twitter user that O&A users claim had interacted with Patrick and was Twitter buddies with him in the past. Allegedly, the two conversed on Twitter before Dr. Pizza was later publicly exposed and faced legal consequences for his disgusting actions, leading to speculation about the nature of his and Patrick's supposed relationship. Dr. Pizza would later be arrested for soliciting underage children for sex and possessing child pornography, and he was sentenced to prison. Some users claim that Dr. Pizza and Patrick were friends, although no evidence has surfaced to support this claim, leaving it unclear if this is just a troll or not. The writers group SFWA, to which Patrick belongs, is known for similar controversies, which adds fuel to the speculation in my opinion. However, when searching on Twitter, I couldn't find any tweets between the two, leaving me to wonder about the authenticity of this rumor. Old Gravy Egg. Old Gravy Egg was an O&A forums user who regularly posted for several years before experiencing a mental breakdown that led to his embarrassment and eventual ban from the forum. Reportedly, Old Gravy Egg had been messaging Leslie Varney, developing a conversational relationship over a few months. However, things took a bizarre turn when he snapped and sent a series of inappropriate sexual messages to Leslie, including pictures of himself cross-dressing and in bondage. After these strange and humiliating messages, Leslie shared the content, especially after Old Gravy Egg harassed her. Desperate, he began posting on the forums, attempting to get ahead of Leslie's claims, but it backfired, resulting in his embarrassment and rejection by the community for his perverted behavior. This degenerate would be remembered for his bizarre outburst, which was widely laughed at and ridiculed by O&A trolls. His meltdown became a notorious moment on the forums, cementing his infamy. Patrick's nostrils. Patrick's nostrils refers to the noticeable size of Patrick's nostrils on his large, obese nose. Many O&A trolls have pointed out that Patrick's nostrils are uneven and misshapen, likely due to Patrick's excessive weight. Nikki's bankruptcy. Nikki's bankruptcy refers to claims that, in the 2000s, Patrick's second wife Nikki filed for bankruptcy, leading many on O&A forums to believe she has poor financial management skills. This situation has led to jokes about her allegedly needing to sleep with Patrick's trolls for money in order to survive, although the validity of these claims is unclear. Maybe it was just something a troll said, I don't know. Additionally, users often comment on Nikki's appearance, describing her as unattractive and lesbian-ish in appearance. She is known for having a very lesbian face and a fridge-shaped body. Some users have also remarked that her vagina may be full of the farts of her many African-American lovers. Well, congrats. You just completed the Patrick Tomlinson Iceberg Part 2. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. I hope this video was educational for you, and that you learned something valuable. And if you haven't already, make sure to smash that like and subscribe button. This had been Cryptic Web Chronicles. Good night.